Welcome back, twins, to another video essay. Thank you for all those who watched the first video essay on the fear of being seen. If you haven't seen it, go watch that. I think you'll enjoy it. And it is about the fear that we experience when sharing our art, our music, any creative act. Thank you to all the incredible comments and sweet messages. They're inspiring and pushing me to continue. Love what you make, and you will not be fearful to share. A huge shout out also to Mickey Galvin. Saw a bunch of comments saying shout out to her. Huge shout out to her for, I think, pioneering this format. The photo booth, the docs. I believe she uses Sublime as well. Huge shout out. Really inspired me to do the photo booth, screen record deal. I still want to find a different format. I'm trying. If anybody knows of any apps or any software that allows me to control my video camera screen and record, please let me know. I love doing these. I love this whole format, but I don't want to copy the photo booth look. But I'm trying, and I can't find anything. So I might just have to thug it out and just practice just creating anyway, not letting it get in my way. So huge shout out to Mickey, big fan. And let's begin. So this video essay today is on slowing down, and how I believe slowing down can be one of the most important and impactful things in the creative process. So I'll show a short video first, like we always do, and I'll go through the video. It's very short, literally. I think it's like 6 seconds, just little music, get us in the flow state, and then I will follow the stream of consciousness onto the page, and we'll go through a bunch of quotes. A lot more quotes this time, not as many videos. Sorry, I could not find as many videos on this topic as I wanted to, but we'll still have some good content to go through. I'm excited to talk about this, and I'm very passionate and very opinionated on this. So let's get it going. Such a cool video. I wish it was longer. It's kind of mesmerizing, but it says, rushing only gives you the illusion that you're moving faster. I think that's beautiful. And then I said under here, the feeling and inspiration you'll get when moving slowly will help you move faster. Rushing. Oh, section 1. Rushing is an illusion. That's not how you spell illusion. How do they spell illusion? Illusion. Rushing is an illusion. Okay, so the world is obsessed with the notion that speed, grind, excessive work is the pathway to results. And in the creative process, I truly believe that it could not be more different. And I don't want to confuse the two when I say that we need to slow down and not rush. I do not mean that we need to sacrifice quality. That is not what I mean when I talk about this topic. I believe that quality and making what is true to yourself is the most important and powerful thing. But in today's world, we have glorified glorification of grind. We have glorified the grind. We have glorified that working terribly long hours, that grinding 7 days a week is something that is valuable and advantageous for our careers and our success. And I think that that is a trope. I do not think that more hours in necessarily in the creative act mean more success out or more quality out. And in some professions where more hours equals more pay, and when we're only talking about pay, let's say you're a lawyer and you're on a retainer, yes, more hours in will equate to more success or monetary gain out. But the creative act is so different. And I think that in this, we have devalued thought. What is this doing? So, I don't even know if that's how you spell devalued, but sure, whatever, day value. But somewhere along this grind and hustle culture, we have stumbled upon devaluing thought and devaluing taking time to analyze or assess a situation or gain inspiration. And what I want to get at in this is that rushing and doing a lot of things just for the sake of doing things is to either posture socially that we're doing stuff and that we're working and that we're grinding and that we're working hard to validate most likely our either self-consciousness about how hard we work or to satisfy a social norm about how much we should be working. And I think both are invalid and useless in the creative act. And you, as a creative and as a creator, should value the quality of your thought and the time and slowness that you experience during your life and during the act of creation. So, also, by the way, caveat, I am dyslexic, so I'm going to be spelling a bunch of stuff wrong, but hang with me. Okay, section 2. Let's get into another quote. So, I love this quote. In an age of speed, I began to think nothing could be more invigorating than slowing down. In an age of distraction, nothing can feel more luxurious than paying attention. In an age of constant movement, nothing is more urgent than sitting still. Wow, that is superpower. We are in the age of urgent. Okay, so we today, social media, instant gratification, you always hear that. We can get any video we want, we can get any package, we can get any item, next day delivery, this day delivery, instant wire transfers, instant stock purchasing, all of these things that give us constant stimulation, constant gratification, whether we're really searching to enjoy them or not, we expect things to happen at a certain pace. And that has caught us into this place where we expect work, we expect our lives to be at a certain pace. In some ways, I do not think that that pace is bad. I do not think that the pace of play in life is necessarily making our life worse. Is, ordering something on Amazon and then getting it, the next day, that annoying? Not really. But when it comes to work, we put ourselves in this box. And what happens is we are always expected to be working, and we always have this pressure of work on our shoulders. And during this age of urgency, we can no longer take the time to go out and to relax and use our brain and get the quality time to recharge, to then have to have the return on that. So we're in the age of urgent. I love this quote because it's saying nothing can feel more luxurious than paying attention. Paying attention is a luxury now. Nothing is more urgent than sitting still. We all have this desire and this drive to just sit still. But I think we have this desire to, but we don't know what it is. We don't know why. And it's because we're working all the time. It's because we're doing stuff constantly, and we need instant, respond to my email, respond to my text, do this, do that. It's this constant repetitiveness. And for somebody who's trying to create and take time to curate something, that can kill it. And there's nothing more invigorating than sitting in the moment, taking time and effort towards something. I like this just tiny little blurb: don't take the bait. And I said below here, chill out. Don't take the bait of the world and of the machine. I think that needs to be added on here. Don't take the bait. Don't take the bait. We have the ability, we have the consciousness, the free will to not take the bait that the world is handing us. Yes, and in some ways, are we a permanent slave to some of this urgency? Yes. Depending on what, modality of creativity you're in, or what avenue that you express your creativity, you might have to have a job to do your hobbies and to create things. But creating things might be your job, and therefore you may not be a slave to this. But don't take the bait of the rush and the hustle and the bustle and the go of life. Settle down, relax, take a moment, sit in the luxury of intention, and take time to process things, think about things, be present, because truly it's the greatest differentiator nowadays. If everybody is focusing on grinding and working, and I'm not saying working hard is bad, I'm saying just working to work, you can be different, and you can stand out by not falling into that trap and getting more quality out of your work. So I love that. Don't take the bait. Don't take the bait of the world. The bait of the world is pushing you to grind. Another great quote: what I really think good writing does, it enlivens that part of us that actually believes we are in the world right now, and that being here somehow matters. Another incredible quote. It reminds us the rush, it reminds us that we are in the world. The rush and the motion of the world is dehumanizing a lot. Have you ever, allegedly gone on your phone while driving, and texting and driving a little bit, or you know, were sitting in an airport, or you were going through your day and you got, you know, halfway through the day or 2 hours through time, and you thought to yourself, like, what have I done today? What have I thought about? Have I had any conscious, coherent thought all day? Have I just been droning around? And it's because speed and rush strips us of our humanity. We're not as human when we're constantly bombarded with information, and we're not left to think and analyze. And so slowing down and not taking the bait of the world and the machine that we're a part of, this reminds us that we're in the world. You are a person in the world that has the ability to make beautiful things and impact people. And so slowing down reminds us that we're in the world. I love this quote. Well, let me read it one more time. Shout out George Saunders. It enlivens that part of us that actually believes we are in this world right now. That's great. I love that. So I wrote down here, it allows us to write down what we actually believe in the world. When else do we sit down and express our true beliefs on the world, not just passing thoughts? So slowing down, and this was in the context of writing. I believe that writing allows us to slow down and express our real thoughts on topics and opinions and our true beliefs. You usually write your true feelings, like when journaling, and not just passive thoughts, not just going through droning, kind of like an NPC. You know, a lot of us are just NPCs. Another quote here: the world will have you thinking that every blessing has to be financial, so you overlook the gift of life, health, love, and peace of mind. This is like a little bit off topic, but the world, what the purpose of this is, the world has us focused on money. The world has us focus on money and financial gain. And so we get so in this mode of financial gain that we fall into the trap. We get on the hamster wheel and we grind, and we never take the time to sit down and go slow. It's so important that realizing our humanity and realizing the beauty in things a lot of times can give us our best ideas. I think that's a huge, maybe section 3 is the real juice here. Slowness is best for cultivation. Okay, so slowness is best for cultivation. I talked a little bit about like that we're focused on money, and a lot of people talk about how to have good ideas, how to have good thoughts. Sorry. Okay, slowness is best for cultivation. So one of the reasons I wanted to talk about slowing down is because I think the effectiveness of slowing down and taking time for things is important. And the reason is that everybody assumes that speed and effort and pace affect everyone the same. Some people might perform in that environment, in that arena really well. Others may not. I, from my personal experience, know that if I get out of the house, I'll wake up, go walk and get a coffee every morning. And that walk from the coffee shop, getting a coffee, interacting with the people in the coffee shop, the baristas, the patrons, and then the walk back a lot of times can give me my best ideas. Between the walk from my house to the coffee shop and the coffee shop back gives me time to develop and be slow. I try to take breaks throughout my day to paint, throughout my work, to slow down and to have thoughts and to analyze and to mill over things that I'm dealing with, whether that's in work, whether that's in the creative outlet. In the creative process, this is so important. It helps me develop these ideas. Relaxing. You don't have to constantly be on. You don't have to constantly be working. You don't have to constantly be creating. Sometimes you're going to get your best ideas, your best inspiration from just relaxing and sitting and taking time. And I know it's hard for some people, and different people have different baselines of relaxation and slowing down. But my baseline might be like high, a little bit typically high baseline for actual slowing down. Some people's may be super lazy, but this notion that sitting and being with yourself and not just working constantly is lazy, I think is a fool's errand and is just a part of the machine that we are stuck in. So that's another great quote. Okay, so I have two more quotes, and then we'll end this off. Here is the second to last quote by Jeanette Winterson. I guess it's time to come back. Here's the quote. I didn't feel comfortable inside the endlessness of it. I am the kind of writer who believes in taking the time I need to come up with something worth saying. I work quickly, but I don't always work. And that's because the thoughts are in my slow cooker and the timer hasn't gone off yet. Once the timer goes off, I know exactly what I will serve on the plate. I am ready. This is such a perfect example. I wrote this, I actually just said that out loud. That was my honest reaction. And I did write this down there and I just realized that. This is a perfect example of the type of process we should fall into more than what the world puts us into. The world puts us in pace, run, go, go, go. And we need to be at our own pace. Here we go. Everyone has their own pace. We're hitting a sweet spot. The world expects a pace out of us, and it expects a uniform pace. I'm going to talk about this in another video titled Inputs of Time versus Outputs of Success. And everybody puts us in a box of pace. We think that the pace of play should be universal for everything. We think the pace of work play should be the pace of life play, should be the pace of creative play. These are totally different avenues, and they're totally different for each person. Some people take a very long time to do a thing, but they're very, very, very good at it, arguably the best. Some people do things so fast you wouldn't even believe it, and the quality is great. Some people do things super fast and the quality is horrible. But all that matters is how you work and what your environment and what gets you in the best headspace, in the best energy to produce creative works. And everybody has their own pace. Some people create when doing. A lot of these videos are me taking my stream of consciousness and like deploying it into the screen. Some people would like to sit and stew over things and write and really mill over them and then make the video. But it doesn't matter. Everybody's approach is different. But the through line is that slowing down allows us to realize what is our pace of play. We need to slow down to then speed up. I think this is beautiful. That quote is incredible. Some people have a slow cooker of a brain. Some people have a microwave. Some people, the idea hits and they go. Today, I sat down with a friend and we got in a deep conversation about creativity and about video essays, and it then, that energy fed through me throughout the evening and into the recording of this video. And that's how my brain works. That's how my body works. That's how I capture that energy. I take it in stride and I create. Sometimes I'll make these videos and I'll make it the day before I'm going to release it. Some days I'm going to make it 3 days before, a day before, 4 days before, a whole month before. I don't know, but it's knowing your pace. Secondly, know your pace. Know your pace, become friends with your pace, and you will create great, incredible things. Okay, here is the final quote of the day. This is from the book In Praise of Slowness. This was the guiding light of this video essay. I found this quote from this book, and this is what this idea was gifted me through this quote. And this quote right here is just like so empowering. It's so incredible. It encapsulates everything that I'm trying to portray in this video. We live in a world scarce of understanding and abundant with information. We complain that we never have any free time, yet we seek distraction. If work can't distract us, we distract ourselves. We crave perpetual stimulation and motion. We're so busy that our free time comes in 20-second bursts, just long enough for us to read the gist and assume we understand. If we are to synthesize learning and understanding, we need time to think. Here we go. Section 4. We need time to think. You need time to think. You need time to process. That quote is just so incredible. It encapsulates like literally what is happening to us in the 21st century and what's happening to our generation on a day-to-day basis. Constant stimulation, 60-second bursts on brain rot on reels, constant scrolling stimulation inputs, and to really create meaningful, original, authentic works, we can't keep consuming and rotting our brain of other people's information and abundance of slop. And I think that what is so great about this quote is I love that it says, we live in a world scarce of understanding and abundant with information. How many things do you know that you just don't understand? Be somebody who understands why that they feel the way that they feel, why things happen. Understand the why and more of the inner workings of things rather than just knowing information. Be thoughtful with your consumption. I think I'm going to make a whole video on thoughtful consumption. Here we go. Be thoughtful. I think that's not how you spell consumption, but okay. So be thoughtful in your consumption. When you're consuming things, the pace at which you consume can affect the things that you create. This has a huge effect on the way we make, what we make, in our overall. A lot of us, the reason that we have a hard time creating is that we feel like this motion. We feel this like jitter. A lot of times it's anxiety. And a lot of it comes from, we feel like we're not doing enough, when really we're probably doing too much. We all have that feeling. So many people struggle with this nowadays. The feeling of like, we're so busy, but like, we're not. Yeah, how many people you talk to where like, I'm so busy? It's like, nobody can be that busy. What do you take time for yourself to think, create, have moments for yourself? And I really think we don't. And so I think I've kind of harped over and really gone through everything that I want to talk about. I like this right here. It says, what's worse is that we get confused. We're so confused nowadays, and the speed and the pace of play is confusing. It's confusing. It's affecting us. Here's another. Don't let the pace confuse you. Don't let the pace confuse you. We're in a world where pace of play is high, but that does not mean quality. So that was my video essay on slowing down. Thank you for watching. Slow down, take time when creating. Put in extreme effort, but not perceived rush. Rushing will do you no good. Take the time, be present, slow down, smell the roses, and you will feel calm. You will create more meaningful work, and you will not be overwhelmed by the constant speed of this life. So thank you. Have a wonderful day.